Yes. Okay, sir.
Yes, now I'm sharing another screen. Textile fibers. This is name of our subject. And here is my introduction. K. G. Badada. K stands for Krishna, G stands for Gopal. So Krishna Gopal Badada. My grandfather was in love with Krishna, so he gave me this name Krishna and Gopal. Both are having the same meaning, so double Krishna is there. I'm assistant professor in MLV Textile and Engineering College, Bhilwara. I have done my diploma in 91 from the same institute and BTech in 95, again from the same institute, MLV TEC. And from 96, December 96, I'm working as lecturer and then assistant professor in the same institute. So we will start with the definition. Visible? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one student can say. I think Shashank
Yes,
will
sir.
be better if Shashank is there. For general questions, Shashank will answer. If some general confusion is there about the screen and whatever it is. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So we will start with the definition part. And in the beginning, first we are taking definition of fiber. A fiber is a material which is several hundred times as long as it is thick. So in brief, if I say it in another way, the ratio of the length and diameter is more than 100. So if the length and diameter of any material is more than 100, it can be termed as fiber. Okay. And now what is textile fiber? Because all the fibers I have mentioned, all the fibers cannot be used for textile purposes. So here we are changing the definition of textile fiber. It cannot be termed similarly as fiber. Fiber is just the material which is several hundred times as long as it is thick. And in short, you can say L by D ratio is more than 100, then it can be termed as fiber. So make it clear, whenever I'm saying fiber means I'm defining only fiber which are used for textile or not used for textile. Now another um, definition of textile fiber is units of matter characterized by flexibility, fineness and high ratio of length to thickness. So here we have added some properties more as compared to fiber. One property is flexibility, which covers tenacity as well as elasticity. Another is fineness, which covers length, diameter, and then fineness is governed by these two terms. So we are here, this definition is from Textile Institute. So we are taking as it is the definition, units of matter characterized by flexibility, fineness, and a high ratio of length to thickness. The ratio of length to thickness or length to diameter, thickness and diameter we are taking as a synonyms. So length L by D ratio or length thickness ratio is at least 1000. So that is a major difference in fiber and textile fiber. A fiber is having L by D ratio more than 100, but for if it has to be used for textile purposes, or if it will be termed as textile fiber only when the L by D ratio is more than 1000. So that is basic difference, main difference in fiber and textile fiber. And textile fiber should possess following properties like flexibility, fineness. Then it will be termed as textile fiber. Another definition of textile fiber, the general definition that was by Textile Institute and a technical definition. Here we are taking a general definition from the point of view of a layman. Textile fibers are the materials of natural or artificial origin which can be converted into yarn and fabric for clothing and also for domestic and industrial purposes. So it is general definition. Go again through the definition one by one. Textile fibers are the materials which may be from natural origin, natural source, or which may be from artificial origin. And accordingly, we are having two categories. If the material we are getting from nature, then it is natural fibers. And if the material we are getting or we are manufacturing, or if we artificially manufactured, then it is termed as man-made fibers, and which can be converted into yarn. Means if the fibers which can be converted into yarn, or then yarn can be converted into fabric, or directly fibers can be converted into fabrics, then it is known as textile fibers. Means the fibers which can be converted either into yarns or fabrics, those are also textile materials, then only it can be termed as textile fibers. And it has different uses. It can be used for domestic purposes, it can be used for industrial purposes. Here are some examples. So uh, for some fibers, you can relate with length and diameter. Already we have mentioned that textile fibers are the fibers which are having L/D ratio more than 1000. So here you can see some typical examples we have taken for cotton, wool, flax, and rami. So cotton, we are taking for a particular cotton we are having, which is having the length that is 25 mm, diameter 17 micrometer or micron. So you can see length and diameter ratio is around 1500. Approximately it is 1500. That is more than 1000. So this cotton fiber can be used for textile purpose, and that's why it is known as textile fiber. Similarly, wool 75 length and diameter 25. For a particular case we are taking, so the L/D ratio is 3000, flax 25 and 20, L/D ratio is 1250, and rami 150 and 50, so L/D ratio is around 3000. These are some examples only. Otherwise, if we are taking different type of cotton, wool, flax, rami, or other fibers, then L/D ratio will get changed. If you have any query, you can just note down. And if you think I'm having more speed or less speed, then 1 or 2%, anyone can unmute and tell me. If the slide is not clear, visible, then also you can share. Otherwise, if you have some questions, then just wait, note down, and have patience. We will solve your questions either at the end or in the beginning of the next session. So that was the definition of fiber, one technical definition and one non-technical layman definition. Now it is filament. A filament is a very long fiber. So filament can be termed as, or can be understood as, a very, very long fiber. Because fibers are having certain limitations of length, and that length is known as staple length. So fibers are having a particular staple length only, but that is limited. But if it is very, very long, then it is known as filament. The length of filament may range from a few hundred meters, as in case of silk, to several kilometers in the case of man-made fibers. That we can determine. So the length of the filaments can be in hundreds of meters or maybe in kilometers. That is the major difference. Generally, fibers are measured in mm or inches, millimeter, centimeter, or inches. The thickness of filaments tends to be similar to that of fibers. In thickness, there is no difference in fibers and filaments. Almost thickness is equal. So we are not considering here thickness, only the difference is in length. So whenever you have to define filament with the help of fiber, you can define the filament. It is a very, very long fiber having length in hundreds of meters or kilometers. Then essential properties can be categorized into two categories. Essential properties and desirable properties. I have already cleared what is essential and what is desirable. There are 5 essential properties, and that you have to remember. That is the basic topic, main topic. So everyone has to remember this. First is staple length. Second is tensile strength. Third is elasticity. Fourth is uniformity. And fifth is spinability. Now we will take in detail all these 5 essential properties. Length and length variation. Length is an important parameter which determines the usefulness of textile fibers. If a fiber is possessing a certain length only it can be used for textile purposes, and length is going to affect many properties of textile fibers, particularly physical properties. So length becomes very important, and generally because the fibers are having a short length, and they are known as staple lengths or staple fibers. The fiber must be long and fine enough to get better qualities of yarn and better qualities of fabric. A fiber must be long and fine enough. जो हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट है उतना लेंथ होना चाहिए और उतना उसका फाइननेस होना चाहिए, एंड बोथ आर इम्पॉर्टेंट, इक्वली इम्पॉर्टेंट, लेंथ एज वेल एज फाइननेस, लेंथ and fineness, because fineness is determined by diameter. The length must be considerably higher, and that is around 1000 times or more than 1000 times than the width of the fiber. Longer the fiber, stronger and finer is the yarn. That is general statement. If the fiber is having higher lengths, it will result in stronger yarn as well as finer yarn. And stronger and finer means better qualities of yarn. So if the fiber length is longer, it will result in stronger and finer yarns, and stronger and finer yarns will result in better qualities of fabric. Most apparel fibers means which is used for clothing purposes, ranges in length from about 15 mm to 150 mm. That is the range of length. Generally, fiber lies between this range, and 10 micrometer or micron to 50 micron in thickness. These are general uh, typical lengths and diameters of fibers which are known as textile fibers. Another essential property is tensile strength, which is required in every material. So here also strength is a very important property, because finally it is going to determine the strength of yarn and final product, that is fabric. So strength of any material is determined by the breaking strength, which is expressed as force per unit cross-sectional area. All the materials we are having particular strength, and the strength can be determined by its breaking strength, which is expressed as force per unit cross-sectional area. Means per cross-sectional area, how much force we are applying to break that fiber, to break that material, that is known as breaking strength. The tensile strength for textile purposes, for textile fibers, is known as tensile strength. So strength is a general term. For textile, strength of textile fibers is tensile strength, expressed as known as tensile strength. So the tensile strength, when expressed is force per unit linear density, then it is called tenacity. Force per unit cross-sectional area, known as tensile strength, but a specific term is used in textiles, that is tenacity, and it can be defined as force per unit linear density, because generally for fibers, instead of cross-sectional area, we use linear density, that is yarn numbering system, yarn count, in which we are measuring the fineness of the yarn fiber. So the linear density is used for tenacity, force per unit linear density. Amit, I will answer you later. Just note down. The load required to break the fiber is called breaking load, expressed in terms of grams per denier, GPD, and grams per or grams per ticks, that is GPT. This D and G, D is used for denier, G is used, T is used for ticks. These are different yarn numbering systems that you will study in YM, yarn manufacturing, about the yarn numbering system. So these terms are new for you. You have to just keep patience and wait, because everything I cannot cover in this subject. So about yarn numbering system, like what is denier, what is takes, what is cotton count, what is French count, different yarn numbering systems you will study in yarn manufacturing in the same semester. So the load required to break the fiber is called breaking load, and this is expressed, this can be expressed either by grams per denier or grams per ticks. The strength of the fabric is more influenced by the strength of the fiber present in it. In case of describing the strength of individual fiber, the term tenacity is generally used. Some examples of tenacity of some fibers. like raw cotton ranges between 3 to 4.9 grams per denier. Jute strength of tensile strength of jute or tenacity of this jute ranges between 3 to 5.8 grams per denier. Flax ranges 2.6 to 7.7, Remi 5.5, silk 2.4 to 5.1, wool 1.1 to 1.7, hemp 5.8 to 6.8 grams per denier. Just after covering all these 5 properties, we can take some questions. So elasticity already you have studied in physics and you know about it. So I will just read out the ability of any material to regain original shape after being deformed by application of force. Whenever we are applying some force, some deformation is taking place, and after when we remove the force, how much it regains, how much original shape it regains, that ability is known as elasticity, and which is required in textile materials, and that's why it is taken into essential properties. Without elasticity, a material cannot be used for textile purposes. The textile material should have a higher elasticity, that is higher recovery from deformation. Elasticity is generally influenced by 3 factors: the extent of stretch, हमने कितना उसको stretch किया है, टाइम ड्यूरिंग विच मटेरियल इज केप्ट इन स्ट्रेच कंडीशन, स्ट्रेच करने के बाद कितने टाइम तक हमने उसको स्ट्रेच्ड कंडीशन में रखा, दैट ड्यूरेशन इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट, एंड थर्ड इज टाइम प्रोवाइडेड टू रिकवर, और उसके बाद जब हमने लोड हटाया है तो रिकवर करने के लिए हमने कितना टाइम उसको प्रोवाइड किया है. ऑल दीज 3 पैरामीटर्स आर गोइंग टू इफेक्ट इलास्टिक प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ एनी फाइबर. Pradeep Jha, I will answer you later. I have already mentioned that I will answer at the end. Just note down. Tenacity, which we have already taken, one of the essential property, alone is not sufficient to form an opinion about the strength of the fiber. The fiber should also have good elasticity so as to enable it to withstand sudden impacts and not to break easily when it is bent or pulled. What does it mean? The whole paragraph, the meaning of this whole paragraph is if the fiber is having very good tenacity, still it cannot be termed as a very good textile fiber unless it doesn't, unless it possesses elastic property. Because if fiber is having very good strength, but if cannot withstand sudden impacts or it get easily break, then it cannot be taken as a good fiber because because it is not having elasticity, so it cannot withstand sudden impact, and that's why tenacity along with elasticity becomes very important for textile fibers. I think 2 more slides. Uniformity, that is also very important as far as final property of yarn is concerned, because uniformity of fiber going to affect uniformity of yarn, and then it is going to affect uniformity of the fabric. So there should be limited variation in length and diameter between fiber to fiber. The fibers which we are blending together, in those fibers there should be limited variation, means more or less similarity should be there. Minimum variation should be there between fiber to fiber in length and diameter. The length of the fiber should remain equal and the diameter of the fibers should remain equal. However, it is not possible to keep them equal, particularly in case of natural fibers. It is not possible, but in case of man-made fibers we can determine the length, so we can keep it same, and that's why the yarns manufactured from man-made fibers are more uniform, so that uniform threads or yarn can be produced. The more uniform the yarn, more stronger the yarn. This is general conclusion. And the last 5th property is known as spinability, means the ability to spin. It indicates that the individual fiber must be capable of being converted into a yarn and then into a fabric with sufficient strength. For better spinability, the fiber must have better cohesiveness. Fiber must hold together to prevent slippage. Cohesiveness, you already acquainted with this term in physics. So the fibers should have this property that is known as cohesiveness. Means the fibers must hold together to prevent slippage. Means when we are applying some forces on the yarn or fabric which are made from fiber, the slippage should not occur. We have to prevent slippage, and to prevent slippage we require cohesiveness. So for natural fibers, cohesiveness is the basic property which can be considered as spinability. If the fiber is having cohesiveness, it means it is having spinability property. External scales in wool, because on the wool fiber we will study the morphological structure. Wool containing external scales means on the outer surface there are scales, scaly structure is there. And twist and irregularity in cotton fiber, which is natural quality of cotton fiber, it is having twisted shape. So this twisted or irregular shape of cotton fiber is having its contribution. These two types of features in wool and cotton are having their specific contribution, and they are making able the fibers to hold together, and holding together means they are enhancing the cohesiveness. उसकी cohesiveness को वो बढ़ा रहे हैं. It means better spinability is there due to this quality, these features in cotton and wool. In case of man-made fibers, this term will be taken as different. The meaning of this term will become different. It indicates whether a continuous filament can be produced from a viscous material by extension and the filament can be solidified. Means कितना लंबाई में कितना continuous filament हम एक stretch में बना सकते हैं, that is known as spinability. अगर 100 meters बाद ये break होता है तो उसकी spinability कम होगी, 1000 meters के बाद ये break हो रहा है तो spinability ज़्यादा होगी. So here in case of man-made fibers, spinability means continuity of the filament. कितना continuous हम उसको बना सकते हैं, कितना length हम उसको continuously बना सकते हैं. So in case of natural fibers, it is cohesiveness. In case of man-made fibers, spinability can be understood as continuous length, continuous filament length of the filament. So this is up to now we have covered 5 essential properties. I think this is enough for today. This is first lecture. So any question? Anyone ask some question? कोई query है? शशांक, शाहिल, पार्थ?
No, sir.
No, sir.
You
No,
can
sir.
unmute. If there is any question, you can unmute and ask.
No, sir.
No. Parth?
No, sir.
Any query? पार्थ अनम्यूट करो और बताओ कोई क्वेरी है क्या?
No, sir.
ओके. सिद्धांत, कुछ क्वेश्चन है?
Sir, what type of fiber Remy is? Remy.
Remy is the name of fiber. It comes under the category of your natural bast fibers. So it's just name.
Yes, sir.
इसका कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. Just like you are सिद्धांत, it is Remy.
Okay, sir.
Getting?
And
Just a minute.
yes, sir.
मैं रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ कर देता हूँ.